Draw.
Castle Draw?
Cash and Draw.
Cash and Draw.
Yeah, so it's worth a few casts if you go up where that little stone is. So in the wake of that stone, then sort of fishing that little part of the outside of that stone. Trouble is you get onto the big stone quite quick, it's a bit of an irritant, but it's worth a few casts just in that kind of little bit and then come down to level with a stone.
So just in front of the big stone and behind it? Or between the two?
Aye, kind of just a few rod lengths out beyond that boil there and just let it come round and let it swing as far in as it'll come.
Right.
Usually kind of do these little beachy part right there. That's basically your wading line. You're kind of going second stone to second stone. Down in between each of the troys, and it'll fish right once you're on that last troy. You can go a wee bit further, but it starts to shallow out down by the gorse bush there. It starts to come back up. There's a couple of boulders down in there, and there's a little bit of a channel just on the outside of that fourth troy. But one of the best taking spots is outside the third troy. Kind of in the wake, at this height in the wake of that stone and that kind of inside edge of the flow. There's a burn pool, which is getting a wee bit on the low side. But,
Right, I'll swing that cascade down first, as you say. It's called a Mackenzie Cascade.
Mackenzie Cascade.
Scott's got his name and everything.
Aye.
Morning.
It's lovely.
Whoa. You see the credit card coming out?
Go with that.
Good?
Right, cool.
No.
Like it.
You know what will happen? No. No.
Catch fish with that.
My therapist said don't even think about it. I've got two 15-foot rods. What would I do with another one?
Well, you can never have too many rods, Colin. I think that's the words, isn't it? Something like that. I went up, I don't know.
Yeah, you come up the back of the island there. Maybe later on I can show you how to get there if you wanted to have a look at that. Certainly that's part of the lower half, but certainly not over there. So you come up the back of the island there and then kind of walk up. There's a gravel bar, and you cross onto a gravel bar and then walk up almost to where the trees are there, and there's a little kind of arc of stones, and there's a kind of rough track that brings you out here. This one's called Floating Bank. Usually, I'll show you, there's a bit you can actually get in the water at this height, and there it's like bedrock, and it gives you a better angle on this flow. Because when you start in there, you come onto that dead water really quick. But where the kind of middle boils are, the middle two stones, just below that there's like a channel, and it comes around in a bit of an arc around the boulders. So often that's the line that they're sitting in, is just in behind those stones and down through here. and then they'll sit just off the flow on this side of the flow most of the time, kind of most of the way down. You actually go there and then kind of head for these stones, and then kind of just come down there, and that gives you a better angle on that stuff there. You actually can fish into it. It's kind of shallowish there, but it's, like, fish will sit in that bit. But then you can get in, like, sort of casting across to cover the bit below those stones. And then you kind of cut in there.
Does that not drop off there?
There's a few holes and stuff like that, so it's up to you whether you go in there or not. But it's like bedrock, and then when you get out a wee bit further, there's boulders, but there are a wee kind of troughs, so you kind of have to pick your way through it. Probably the best of it at the moment, kind of where you get coming up the Dee, out from the bench there, upstream of that Croy. To see the big flat stone a wee bit further up, you probably start right there. And you're trying to cover the kind of boils this side of the wee kind of island thing. Where you've got the sort of, there's a ripple just side of that island. There's another stone that kind of appears in the boil every so often. Just in front of that's a good lie, because the fish will go up through that gap and then they'll just pause there for a wee bit. I mean, beyond that, it's fairly deep, that pool, and the depth is all on this side. But you get a wee bit, you've got a wee kind of dead spot on the inside. And then further down it starts to pick up pace and the fishes are a lot nicer. So this is Panther. Panther, yeah. Usually you can kind of see from up here, you'll see where it's kind of going off shingle. And then you've got the depth on the far side. So at this height you can actually get out, if you come up here and go out into that sort of middle of the flow there. Sort of there. So you'd kind of be a little bit just below the steps there, and then start casting sort of. I go fairly square there because the flow is going that way, and kind of so your fly's just coming off the drop off, and then gradually go a bit longer towards the far bank, and then you kind of go with the flow, and then come along this inside edge of along the slack water there, and you'd be fishing down. Well, probably to that last silver birch. You can take it to the wires, but it starts to thin out there and slow down a bit. There, so yeah, I see that ripple that's on the near side. That's about where you start. And where there's a series of boulders out here, and then there's a couple of stones out in the middle, and it gives you a kind of V. There, that little strip there is often where the fish will sit. They'll come up through there and stop in there.
The far side of the fast water.
But this height tends to be kind of about here to the top of the
Then you can drop down and either come down behind me, because I'll probably still be in there. So how far out do I need to go? Enough tight lines, Pat?
Out from there, if you're kind of either come up to there and then go out, roughly level with just below the point of the steps there. And you're going out to about knee depth, really. Maybe a little bit more. No, it's actually at knee depth at this height. Just out into there, so you'd be maybe third out with that there. And then usually what I do is from there is I go with the flow to begin with, and then straighten up, so you along that slack edge of the flow there, keeping kind of that kind of depth, so you don't really need to go
too deep,
because you can't, if you edge out, it just kind of goes like that.
Not good.
Yeah, but once you're down in there, as long as once you get down into there, you're kind of covering that, you're getting the fly to the far bank, nearest to the far bank. See that there's a foam line that's about a couple of yards out from the bank. The fly's about there, that's perfect.
But fortune gives a glow of peace and plenty on her way. So then to the ocean and ride the seventh wave. We sacrifice our solace and struggle to survive. But now you're on the wave and you're alive. Our battles with the tempest in the dark and yielding skies. The giver of our wisdom, when from the fight we rise. Hold your dreams and passion, and again you'll find your fire. When the storm passes by, you'll be alive. You're alive, and the music in the air and the promise on the tide. Feel the bliss wash your being. You're alive, you're alive, you're alive, and the stars that on your side. Feel the wonder of the world. You are alive, you're alive, you're alive, and the stars that on your side. Feel the wonder of the world. You are alive, you're alive, you're alive, and the stars that on your side. Feel the wonder of the world. You are alive, you're alive, you're alive, and the stars that on your side. Feel the wonder of the world. You are alive, feel the wonder of the world. You are alive, feel the wonder of the world. You are alive. El infinite, I yearn to see you. Sing to me the island ocean. Through the cries of war I hear you. Far to the west and waters away from the futile fields of war. Island men, I hear them calling. Sing to me the island ocean. Killed in vain, I see them falling. Oh, take me west and waters away from the futile fields of war. For brutal years were unforgiving. Sing to me the island ocean. By grace of God, I yet was living and sailing west and waters away from the futile fields of war. Harbor lights, I see them gleaming. Sing to me the island ocean. Nearly home, and I'm dreaming. I'm in the west and waters away from the futile fields of war. The beasts of home were dark and savage. Sing to me the island ocean. Their sight the fate would blindly ravage. Far to the west and waters away from the futile fields of war. New year of peace would dawn tomorrow. Sing to me the island ocean. From hope and joy to wrenching sorrow. Far to the west and waters away from the futile fields of war. My lover's kiss, her arms around me. Sing to me the island ocean. So near but on the shore she found me. Far to the west and waters away from the futile fields of war.